this first episode of Relationship News. What is Relationship News? Relationship News is this section in which we are just going to talk about whatever is happening on the internet, whatever is the news that is about relationship, marriages, and then what we can learn from what is online. So that's what Relationship News is all about. So if you're here for the first time, Komi here, always a pleasure to have you, and today I'm bringing something new, okay? Relationship News. For this first episode, as you have seen from the title, we'll be talking about the Smith family. Yeah, Jada and Will Smith. Few months ago, is it a few months or last month? Yeah, a few weeks ago, there was this one slap.
What is the 5 fingers say to the face? What? Slap!
That happened in somewhere in the United States, but was heard all over the world. Imagine if all the slap of the world were heard every single day. The world would be noisy. Anyway, a lot of people have been judging Will Smith action, judging Chris Rock and whatever happened, Jada and everything, and then it was all over the news and all over the internet for the past months. But here I just want us to look at it from a different perspective, okay? Because even though people have been judging, let's say, Will or Jada for what happened, a lot of people saw a slap, a lot of people condemned Will Smith action, but I saw a man that was at the edge, okay, of a breaking point in his life. A man that reached that stage where he was tired of whatever have been said or whatever is going on the media about him, all the gossip, all the stuff. And then so that single slap brought out all the dirt about the Smith couple. And when I mean dirt, there was this things that happened 1 year ago, a few years ago, where Jada was actually publicly confessing. She actually had this talk show called The Red Table, on which she was confessing that she actually cheated. She called it entanglement, okay? That's a word that I haven't understood so far, but entanglement. She said she had an entanglement, okay, which was actually having an affair with another man, being August Alvina. Is it Alvina, Alcina? Okay. Anyway, but what I want us to get is not to bring back the whole story. It's all over the news, YouTube, internet. You can Google it, you will find Will and Jada cheating on Will Smith. It's all over the news. But what I want us to get from that story as my personal analysis, like I say, it's Komisthoughts. It's my thoughts on it, on things that when you're going into a relationship you should pay attention to. Listen that we can get from the Smith couple. And the first thing is, when you go into deep analysis of the Smith couple, they actually choose what they call open relationship. It means I think you are actually free to sleep with whoever you want, or you are not bound to only sleep with me. You can have different partners, or something else can happen outside of the relationship. But then after reading Will Smith book, not entirely, just some part, but after understanding and reading the reviews, of knowing kind of deeply who Will Smith is, I feel like choosing that type of relationship doesn't suit him. Which brings me to my first point, as I feel like we should all, when you're going into a relationship, we all make decisions. We all choose the type of life we want to live in a relationship. We all choose the background, the basics, or the rules of the relationship. But make sure that those rules suit each one of you. It has to be a common ground for both of you. Because Will in his book described himself as someone that wants to win in everything, someone that wants to be successful in whatever he does, but also someone that has a lot of trauma being a kid. And he portrayed himself like a coward in many situations. And when you analyze this, an open relationship for a lot of people means what you want to keep private is not private anymore. It's something that belongs to anybody. your wife can actually go sleep with someone else, and then yeah, you can also do the same thing. But then you cannot at the same time say you have a successful relationship, because that open relationship, for me, it's something that it's not a commitment. Some people will say yes, it's a commitment, but here for me personally, being in an open relationship is still being dating, is still being not committed to each other. We cannot call it we are married, because if I say you are mine and then you're still sleeping with other people, what's the use of it? Anyway, it's my own thought, that's how I say it. But I felt like that decision didn't really suit who Will Smith is, based on what I read or what's from his book and his life. Whatever you make as a decision in your relationship, let it be based on who you are. Let it be based on how it suits you, how it fits your needs in life, not based on your partner, not based on society, or not based on your idea or even a relationship, but something that it's yours, something that matches with your characters, your value. And then in the second thing actually, what brought this slap for me was Will being tired of all the noise around his wife, around his relationship. Noise that really started when on the Red Table Talk, Jada said she had an entanglement with August. This thing, when you watch that video personally, and then you see Will Smith's reaction, for me there was a lot of emotion. The first time I watched this video, I was like, this man wasn't satisfied with what his wife is saying. It's a man that was really hurt from what his wife said. It's something that hurt him, but I felt like something that he also didn't move on with. This thing have brought a lot of talk about him and his wife. People were talking about that all over. It was all over the news. I think every gossip, every relation magazine, whatever it is, every time they bring Jada and Will Smith on interview or somewhere, they have to state that entanglement story. So is it really necessary to bring some part of your relationship on the internet? That's the second thing. Do you think it's useful if as a person you are that vulnerable? Okay, if as a person, we are all vulnerable. Actually, this is something that a lot of people forget, because the internet, the news, the network does not forgive. People are not gonna be compassionate. Some people will be, but at the same time, some people will be rough on you. They won't care whether you are vulnerable, whether you are emotional. You already put your life out there for people to judge, and that's exactly what they are going to do. If you know you cannot accept it, why put it online? Why put it there? Because that's how it is. These things that we do, opening a YouTube channel or putting information out there, it's gonna be judged by people. When you are not ready to receive those judgments, do you really need to portray your life out there? Do you really need to tell everybody what's happening in your life? Some people use Instagram or WhatsApp moments to post their anger about what happened in the relationship, and then at the end of the day they are angry because people have been judging their life. If you know you cannot stand it, just don't do it. So putting that thing online, I think it's what led to this slap. That was the result. It led to a series of events emotionally for the Smith couple. That's my own analysis, okay? I'm just assuming here that actually slowly led to this slap, because Will have never, because the joke that Chris Rock, if we want to analyze that joke, yes, it was a joke, it was alopecia, it was something wrong, but in more than 20 years of career, or even 30 years of career, you imagine with Will Smith that haven't really had, this wasn't the first comment, the first joke that was made about Will Smith and his wife. This wasn't the first thing that went wrong somewhere about in Will Smith's life. But why at this time? So I feel like it's just, it started somewhere and grow as a compound effect, and then one night everything burst out with one joke. That joke was the one that was too much. And going from that relationship now, leading us to our third point, to learn in that relationship. When something like this happens in your relationship, make sure you find a way either to forgive or to move on or to heal from it. Do not assume that you have healed from it. Do not assume that everything is alright. Do not assume that, okay, we talked about it just one time, two, and then it's fine. Because for me, when you look at Will's expression in that video, you can Google it. I'm not gonna put it here. I'm just giving my thoughts on the whole thing. When you look at when you pay attention and you look at his expression in that video, I feel like he wasn't really satisfied with the whole thing. He was really, you have done this. He was hurt in a way, and then at the same time, his wife felt unapologetic. She was like, after having that entanglement with August, she felt good of healing somebody. I didn't say any part where she was saying, oh, I'm sorry that I have hurt you, or I've hurt our relationship, or yes, this that happened, I won't do it again, or anything. So I felt like all that thing wasn't clear for Will. All that thing was something that I personally believe that he hasn't totally healed from. And then the media talking about it, making it worse. Because here's something we need to understand. If you know yourself, if you know the type of person you are, you know exactly the type of things you can accept in a relationship. Because sometimes we assume I can cope with this, but then inside it's still working, it's still hurting you, it's still hurting your whole life. So at the end you realize that it's that thing that happened actually 10 years ago that is destroying your life right now. So you had an issue in your relationship, you have something happen, fix it. Talk about it. If you need counseling, go see a counselor. If at the end you realize that you cannot stand with it, you cannot stay with that person, do not be ashamed. And then healing sometimes needs to move away from the person. Either to break the relationship, either to leave apart, or either to find some serious counseling. And serious counseling means to talk the things out. Either you can forgive, either you can accept, and either you can't accept it. And we need to be able to accept the truth. Because not only the truth will set you free, but the truth will make you live a best life. And then the last point, which is gonna be quick, it's actually this. A lot of people have been judging Will or judging Jada for being a controlling woman, and she's putting a lot of pressure on Will, or she's the one destroying the marriage, she's a bad person, a lot of things. But here's the thing. I don't think Will did not know who Jada is or Jada's character before marrying her. I don't think Jada didn't know who Will is before marrying he or her. But the question is, did they find themselves compatible with each other? Do they find themselves compatible with each other based on the past trauma they have? Maybe at the beginning of the relationship they didn't know, but then as the relationship is moving along, when they realize it, they choose to live in it. Here people have been judging, saying, oh, Jada is bad, Will is too good, whatever it is, but they are adults. They choose themselves to stay in that relationship. We are saying it's a mistake from outside perspective, but it's their choice. They have to own it. No matter how good or bad Jada is with everything, they know themselves. So the result that will come, or what will happen in your relationship, will be based on the choice you made. When you make a choice, okay, life is an experience. It's a line. It's not something that it's you make a choice and then that's it. You have to live with that choice. People think, okay, I made a choice and then I have to live it for the rest of my life. No, you make a choice and then at some point on this line called life, you realize that it's bad. You can stop it. Let me make a new choice. let me choose a different road. This choice brought me down. I can make a new choice that can bring me up. Will and Jada could have choose to split up. Will and Jada could have choose to change what they were living in their relationship as it wasn't fit one of them. They could have choose something. They could have make a choice. So let's not assume that because I made a choice, I choose to marry someone from the beginning, and then, like I said in the first point, you choose something that wasn't really suit for your relationship. Don't just think you cannot change it along the way, or you have to live with it. This is a self-assessment of every relationship. Assess the relationship. Are we moving right? Especially after something big like an affair or a child loss, or even giving birth to a child, moving to a new city, changing a job, living separately. All those big events are actually opportunities to assess the relationship. Assess it. Just ask yourself, is this thing working for us right now? Did this that I done hurt you? Did it hurt me, myself? Did it hurt our relationship? Did it hurt the family? Let's talk about it openly. Here it's openly, without being worried about, because if you don't talk about it, the relationship will be broken. So here is just something to learn about this. Jada, I didn't want it to surf on this vague of, Will Smith and Jada. It was all over the news for months now, for weeks now. But I just wanted to chip in with, always a different perspective, a different way of seeing things, and things that that outsiders, viewers, we can learn from it. There have been a lot of condemnation, there have been a lot of things that have been said, but I think that there's also a lot of things we can learn personally, things that can help us improve our relationship. And I hope that what I said or whatever I've said, they're my thoughts, okay? It's my way of viewing the thing, and then based on also what is there online, okay? And I may be wrong, I may be right, you never know, but it's just a way of looking at it. If you are maybe in this situation and those things that I said are happening to you, then maybe it's helping you, then this video is helpful. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this first episode of relationship news. Just gossiping, yeah, we just gossiping, yeah.